Hi everyone, welcome to Ignite's DIY Cute Sloth Keychain program. So many of you will have already picked up your materials pack before watching this video. Your materials pack is going to include everything you need to make your own DIY Cute Sloth Keychain. Now, materials are available from December 26th to January 9th in Ignite Studio, while supplies last. So if you missed your opportunity, don't worry. Make a reservation for a table at Ignite. Check out Ignite's hand sewing kits, and we actually have Alexa Ward's book, Sewing for Kids, which has the very same sloth keychain in it. We're going to be using her pattern and her instructions today. First, in your packet, you'll have your pattern. You're going to cut out each of these images, and then you're going to lay them on top of the felt. So first, let's go over the kinds of felt we have. We've got a green felt, we've got a light brown felt, a cream felt, and then a dark brown felt. The light brown felt is going to be for the body. The cream felt is going to be for the faces. The green felt is for the leaf. And then the dark brown felt is just for their little eyes. You're also going to have a needle, you're going to have different kinds of thread, you're going to have a key ring, and then you're also going to have a little cotton ball. All right, so this is what we're making today. He's so cute. We've got a mom and a little baby. So now that you have everything cut out, let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to take our white thread and we're going to fold it in half. Then we're going to take the little loop and we're going to push the loop through the eye of the needle. Now we're going to pull the rest of the thread through that loop. And now the thread's not going to fall off when I'm sewing. So next we also have to make a knot at the end. So I just wrap it around my finger and then I pinch it and then I push forward with my thumb and then I drag it down and now I have a nice knot. So let's take one of our sloth pieces and then our big face. And it's going to go right here. So I'm just going to hold it there with my fingers and we're going to do a running stitch. So that's probably what you think of when you think of sewing. It goes in and out and in and out and in and out all the way around. All right, now that we've got the face sewn on, we're going to make a knot in the back. So the way to make a knot is you grab your thread, take your needle around, and go under the thread. And then you're going to grab the last spot that the thread came out of your felt and pull with your other hand on the thread. Now I've got a knot on the back. So now I'm going to cut my thread. And I'm going to do the same thing again with the baby face. So I need to make another knot. I'm going to wrap it around my index finger, have it cross over, and then I'm going to push forward with my thumb. And then I'm going to grab it and pull it down, get a knot. Take my little baby face. I'm going to set it on top of the spot like right here, and then I'm just going to make a couple of stitches to hold him down. I'm going to make another knot. All right, the next step is we need to put our brown thread in. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the brown thread that I did with the white thread, which is fold the thread in half and then push the loop through the eye of the needle. Then I'm going to grab the remaining thread and pull it through the loop. And at the end, I'm going to wrap it around my index finger, and I'm going to push my thumb forward, and that's how I'm going to get my knots. So now we're going to do the mom's eyes. It's these little bitty tiny pieces of felt. These black little guys are brown, and I cut mine a little bit smaller because I thought the pattern was a little bit too big. So I'm going to place them right here, slightly angled down with the round part on facing the inside of the face. And right here. So that's going to be her eyes. It's a little bit harder to go through 3 pieces of felt with your needle, so you're going to have to press a little bit harder. So just be careful because the needles are sharp. Now, instead of tying a knot and cutting the thread and then tying a new knot, I'm just going to go ahead and start sewing the other eye on as well. All right, Mom's got our eyes on, so now we're going to make another knot on the back. We're going to do the exact same thing with the baby eyes. These are even smaller. I cut mine even smaller than the pattern because I think that they look cuter smaller. So we're still going to have the rounded part towards the inside of the face, and we're going to have them aiming down a little bit. So we're all done with his eyes. We're going to make another knot. Now, if you would like to give your sloth some eyes, you can see he has little green eyes that I stitched on. You can find some thread at home, or you can find some beads and stitch them on. Today we're just going to leave his eyes like this. So the next step is to sew our front and back together. We're going to start at the top of the head and work our way around the body all the way to halfway up his leg. We have to make sure we don't go all the way up his leg because he has to be able to fit the key ring in between. We're going to have to sew around this key ring. I like to have my knots be on the inside, so I'm going to start by just putting my thread through the top layer so that it only has the knot on the inside. Then I'm going to add the back layer to that, and I'll continue to sew back and forth through. All right, now we've come to halfway up his foot, so now we have to insert the key ring. We stick the key ring between his feet, and then we're just going to sew around it. All right, I'm going to pause here so that we can add our stuffing. So in your kit, or your package, you'll find a cotton ball. So I'm just going to spread out this cotton ball a little bit, and then I'm going to stuff him in between my 2 pieces of light brown felt. When I get up to the top of the front foot, I'm going to make sure that I'm sewing around the keychain again. Now, I don't want to sew over either of their faces because I don't want brown thread going through their faces. So I'm actually going to try to pull my thread from behind their face each time. done sewing. I finished sewing his head. I got all the way through. I'm going to put another knot on the back, and I'm just going to try to make it a really small knot so that it's not as visible. Our little sloth keychain is almost ready. We're just going to sew on the little leaf. We're going to do this. We're just going to continue to use our brown thread. Now that I've finished sewing the leaf, I'm going to make my final knots. Alright, that's it. That's it for our program today. You have made your DIY Cute Sloth Keychain. You can go in your backpack or carry your keys for you. And come visit us at Ignite. Make a reservation for a table and check out some of our great kits.